He's on the prowl. It's a dangerous animal here. I don't want to get too close. It spotted me. Anyway, that's Amelia. There's Pete. Pete's a dad. He's a really good dad, too. So, what'd you call me? You gotta catch this hot action, you know? Well, alright then. Don't go too far, Pete. Make sure you can get down. Well. This was just supposed to be a what the hell is going on Bible session, but which I guess it's fitting. I've never seen him climb a tree before. That's new. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, crazy stuff going on in people's lives. In my world, there's my little Woody. And so yeah, let's dig in and let's find out what's going on for the day. What is it? I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, April 15th, 2026. Alright, so I guess to start off, from what I'm getting from this morning and kind of yesterday, is there's something wrong with the modern church. Something really wrong with the modern church, with all the molestos and that kind of stuff. And it just seems like any time I've gone to church, they basically tell me to figure it out myself. And I know as Christians, or someone that reads the Bible, when somebody needs help, you help them. Whether that's information or food or whatever it is, you help them. And, these people, they sit up on their high horses and act all pure and holy, but they're greedy. They sin just as much as anybody else, probably more, because at least the rest of us are aware and are trying to fix it. They don't even know that they're doing anything. They think that it's fine. They think that, what's the harm in just hoarding all my cash and not helping people? I'm not hurting anyone. Well, you are. Because there's only a certain amount of money in the world, and you've got it all. Claiming to be people of God. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Bubble Boy, but the Bright and Shinies? Where like everything is just all perfect all the time, and it was like this cult. So if you haven't seen Bubble Boy, there is this boy who has an immune system, some kind of problem where his immune system doesn't work, basically, and so he has to live in a bubble. And one day he decides to get a mobile bubble and leave the house. And like all this crazy stuff starts happening to him, and he runs into these people called the Bright and Shinies. That's their actual name. And so the Bright and Shinies were like this cult, and everything was beautiful and sunshine all the time, and you don't worry about what's actually going on. You know what I mean? Like, just pretend like everything's fine. You're on fire, but everything is fine. No, Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. I'm on fire. I am indeed on fire. Anyways. So yeah, it's something about the modern church, and it's falling. It is. It's being exposed for what it is what's happening, and it's not gonna stand for much longer, because it was always built on faulty foundation. It was never built on God. It was built on these people's personal, how do I take care of myself? Which is, if you want to take care of yourself, that's fine, but you're not going to sit here and say that you're doing it for God. No, you're not. You're doing it for yourself. Stop lying. You're doing it for yourself. And it's ridiculous. Like, God doesn't... You can convince the world, but I don't know if you know this, being, well versed in biblical things, but God can read your thoughts. He knows your every single thought, right? And by the way, that means that I can read your thoughts. Just letting you know. That's how it works. Because I am in commune with the Holy Spirit every day. I pursue God with my whole heart, and all I want is to please God. And why wouldn't you want to do that? He's the creator of everything. Why wouldn't you want to make him happy? Now, granted, most people don't believe, but that's because, look at the church. It's not God's fault. God's doing what he can, without just smiting everybody, which he's done that, been there, done that. So we're growing. That's kind of the point. We're all growing here, even in a sense, God, even though he already knows what's happening, but he ain't trying to flood us again. That doesn't mean that some nasty people are going to have to go through some nasty things, but hey, it's on them. And that's the beauty of it. Is it's not my fault you don't have your shit together, just like it's not your fault I don't have mine together. It doesn't matter who did what to, I've had, oh my Lord, I have had people waste my life, right? People that I loved and I trusted, and they continuously backstab me and turn around and betray me, and they were all I had, so I just kind of kept going back, right? That's where I messed up. There were a few opportunities I had where I could have gone my own way. Not a lot, to be honest. But the point is, I make my own choices. So, anyways, what are we getting into today? Let's see. I'm feeling Deuteronomy. Sure. Deut. Defeat of Og, king of Bashan. Well, if you don't have your own Bible, you need to get one. Here's Judah. Sorry, I'm new to this. Forgive me. I'm trying to find something to look at while I'm reading, I guess. Alright, we'll do Deuteronomy 3 Man, that crow is going nuts. I wonder if Pete got up there, dang it. Let's see. Yeah, 3 through 3. Yeah, that works. Next we turned and went up along the road towards Bashan. And Og, king of Bashan, with his whole army, marched out to meet us in battle at Edrei. I don't know the name. I've been alone, by the way, my whole I've gone to church and stuff, and I just didn't fit it. So they didn't want to teach. They were, like I said, they just said figure it out yourself. If I don't know the name, forgive me, okay? Anyway, the Lord said to me, "Do not be afraid of him, for I have delivered him into your hands, along with his whole army and his land. Do to him what you did to King Sihon of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon." So the Lord our God also gave into our hands Og, king of Bashan, and all his army. We struck them down, leaving no survivors. Yeah, that fits. That works. So yeah, the Lord has delivered the enemy into our hands and his land, right? So it may seem like we're surrounded, or things look bad, right? But the truth is, people are waking up to this kind of stuff, and evil never wins. It never does. It never will. That's just the way it is, And the only reason evil may prevail personally in your life is because you invite it in. Like, either you do something to where you get karma or something like that, right? And either you can accept it or you can fight it. And the more you fight it, the worse it gets. So it's you gotta let your ego, at the end of the day, you are only a fraction of God, and we're never going to be God unless we can work together, genuinely work together. Then we could definitely have some God-like qualities, like infinite resources and stuff like that, if we would work together. But, that's a future thing. For right now, we're getting rid of the root, right? The root issue is everybody believes that the church, or being a Christian or whatever, they think that that's God, right? And they think that these people in this church, in the churches, are God. They think that they're holy. The last church I went to, the pastor drank every day. He hit my best friend he hit one of my friends with his car. And tried to hide it, pretended like nothing happened for weeks, just swept it under the rug. And she was too afraid to say anything about it. Does that sound like a holy man to you? No. And he had me fooled, man. He had everybody in that church fooled. So, no, these are not holy people. You are never going to find Christ. You're never going to find God from anyone else. That's what I've learned. Everything that I have learned personally that is from God, it comes from my own personal intuition. Hold on. Anything that I have learned from God, truly learned, it comes from my own intuition and my own experiences, my own life. And nobody else is going to be able to experience that for me. So, you can get advice, but not if the pastor doesn't give you advice, right? If they're actually trying to help you because they wonder if you're going to surpass them or some stupid stuff like that, right? It's we got to work together on these things. We got to build each other up. We got to see the best in each other and recognize that there are bad things and be with the other person. If you care about them, if you love them, you'll be with them through the bad stuff. And, you won't pester them about it. You won't make it hell on them. You will do your best to solve the issue, right? And, if your best solution is to just kind of be a nuisance, then you can just go somewhere else. You're just making it harder. Like, say somebody is addicted to something, and you think, okay, they're not stopping, so let me make their life harder to make them stop. That is only going to make them do more. That's all that is going to do, okay? It's going to put them in a worse position and make them have to do seedy things to be able to do it, right? So don't do that. Be there. Show them that you care. Love them. If you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. Don't give your crappy advice, okay? Just be there. That does so much. You just being there and listening and caring. That's what the person's missing anyway. That's why they do this stuff to themselves, because they don't think anybody cares about them. So, and this is the church. I'm the church, you're the church. This is the church, okay? Forget that other stuff. This is it. Right here. Just being real. The truth. That's God. The truth is God. Not your truth, not my truth. The truth is God. Right? So, I think that about sums it up. Well, alright. Anyways, you can shut the door for me. I'm out ski.